Hey guys, welcome to our first video for the 2020 NFL fantasy season. With everything going on with the coronavirus and all that, you see we're at our respective houses. Gotta do what you
Yep.
gotta do. Be safe. How's
Yep.
it going over there?
Doing good. Just here in the corner because my fiance had to bring in her desk where we used to film for work, so she's working from home the whole time. So I'm over here in a different corner.
And I am sitting next to my bed.
Yeah, hey, it is
We're
what it is.
living
We
it
gotta
up.
do it too. Yeah, but
Um,
yeah,
we're
there's some
almost done
football
with
to talk
fantasy.
about.
Yeah, we got football to talk about.
Yeah,
We're done with pretty much all the free agency. The draft is in a couple weeks, so it's a good time to drop our first ranking video of the season, right?
yep, it sure is. We did one last year at March. We figured we'd try to get the March deadline the same way and just try to get one in. So.
You know what happened last year when we did ours in March is we had Doug Baldwin and Robert Gronkowski on our list, and then they both retired.
Yeah, but we're also right about a lot of people. Like we didn't even rank. Oh no, we did. We did Odell Beckham and Antonio Brown both at like in the mid 30s, and most people had him in the teens. And we were right. We nailed that one on the head. And there's a couple of guys we feel this way about it this year too.
I mean, not bragging or anything. We just know our shit, you know.
Yeah, I mean we're wrong about some people too, but that's why people don't go by this list all the time. Sometimes there's some gems out there that these people don't talk about, and we're gonna talk about some today.
All right, we're gonna start the list with the obvious number one pick to both me and him, and a lot of people agree to.
Yeah, it's Christian McCaffrey. He's obviously number one. We knew he was going to be number one next year by week 4 in the last season. So he's obviously number one. He had a record year.
Guy was amazing. So just like the guy who went number one last year for a lot of people was Saquon Barkley over on the Giants.
Yeah, him going 2 now makes a lot of sense. Still, some people don't like his performance from last year, but he did get hurt, and now he's back, and he's still going to be part of that offense. So
Remember, every NFL player will get hurt.
every player is injury prone. And then you talk about, we're thinking about 3. I think this is pretty obvious too. I think it's Zeke Elliott.
Yeah, Zeke Elliott, nothing's changed for him on the Cowboys. He's still there. He's still the primary back, and they still like to run the ball.
Yeah, and then in our videos last year, he was our number one to almost every video up until the one right before the draft because we didn't know if he was going to be signed yet. And once he got signed, he was obviously probably number one again. So.
Yeah, I mean, he once he was signed. I mean, I've regretted passing up on him because I ended up taking David Johnson instead. And
At 4, ugh. Yeah, and then a great breakout player from last year, Derrick Henry, just awesome.
Waiting for him to break out. I mean,
yeah. I said one time last year in one of those videos, like Derrick Henry could be as good as any of these guys if they just let him play football. Let him do what Derrick Henry does, and he did. They finally did. They made the AFC Championship game. They're poised to win the South again. If other teams are trading away their best receivers, then they might have a good shot. So, and then we finished out our top 6 with Kamara and Cook.
Kamara and Cook.
Two top-tier running backs.
Then our first receiver on the board is Michael Thomas for the New Orleans Saints.
Michael Thomas broke the reception record last year. He has almost nothing different on his whole team as a result. So why not be up here? He could maybe go above another running back, but I really think that those top 6 running backs are really, really must-haves. And I think just in general, the first round should be a very big running back year. I wouldn't take more than 2 receivers in the first round.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, there's a lot of receivers that don't do nearly as well as the 10th best running back that you think you're getting. So sometimes you have the breakout Michael Thomases, but sometimes Julio Jones just does a middling job. And why draft him the first round when you could take a consistent guy like Cook or what we got next is Austin Eckler, which we really like his situation this year.
We liked it a little more with Phillip Rivers over there, but Tyrod Taylor is pretty consistent too on passing the ball to the running backs. So,
but the big thing is not just the quarterback. We all know the big elephant in the room for Eckler was Melvin Gordon. So Melvin Gordon's gone. He gets to just be the offensive weapon that he is over there, and I think he's a good pick here.
Next on our list is Nick Chubb for the Cleveland Browns. Highest time I've ever had a Brown ranked.
Yeah, Browns don't make it that high very often. Who's the last one? Peyton Hillis. And he even went high, which is crazy.
I had him the year he broke out. I was so happy about it because people were like, what the hell is this guy?
Trent Richardson. He had one good year, and he got drafted early at once. So hopefully that's not the Chubb thing. He just gets one good year, goes away. Hopefully he'll stick around. And then we got another running back here at 10, Aaron Jones. And when do we think we'd ever take a Green Bay Packer running back in the first round, Scott?
Never. The issue has always been that they don't really focus on the run game, but they changed that last year, and they actually were. So,
yeah. So Cleveland and Green Bay doing a good job at getting running backs that we feel better about. And then, like we said, I said earlier, one other receiver I could see going in the first round, and that's our Devontae Adams from Green Bay. So 2 Packers back-to-back there.
Only tight end in the first round for us, and actually I think it's only one for a while, is Travis Kelce.
So the reason I put Travis Kelce in the first round is he's still above everyone loves Kittle. He had a great playoff run. Everybody loves Zach Ertz. Everybody loves Hunter Henrys and Evan Ingrams and other people. None of them are Kelce. Kelce is head and shoulders better than all of them. And this is a top 36, and we don't have another tight end on this top 36. We don't think Kittle or anybody else is going to be in that rankings. You could take him, I guess, but I'm not taking a tight end that early. They're just not as impactful as Kelce is. Kelce's the only one that's that impactful.
We want to talk about impactful players. At the top of our second round, we have the impactful Amari Cooper.
Yeah. And if you obviously whoever this person would be in this imaginary rankings, Kelce and Cooper would get taken back to back. I probably don't do that ever because
I like to have
I want to get running backs. But yeah, we like Cooper. Cooper, he was one of those people we called out last year and said he could easily be a first rounder next year, and he's damn near close.
He is not in the first round.
He's close. He's close. You could flip him and Kelce, I guess.
If it makes you feel better to do it, go for it. But you're taking both of them. So, Josh Jacobs, rookie from last year, really had a coming out party, especially in the second half of the season. I think they're going to continue with that success with him.
Everybody last year was taking the running backs of in the first 3 to 4 rounds of Josh Jacobs or the guy from Chicago,
David Montgomery,
and then Devin Singletary a little bit later. But
Sanders after that. But the one who really stood out was Josh Jacobs.
And we do like Miles Sanders this season, but not enough to rank him this high. So we're going with Josh Jacobs because he's just a workhorse guy over there for him. And then speedy receiver that number 15 is going to be Tyreek Hill. Like
I was telling Alex when we made this list, he's a home run hitter, but he gets a lot of home runs. So
he gets a lot of them, and Mahomes is going to keep gunslinging it. So I say Hill's good, but that makes him our 4th receiver. That sounds right. And then right after that, we got Le'Veon Bell.
Correction, you have Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you could really pass up on Le'Veon Bell too far. He had a good season last year. Yeah. Wasn't great, but it's not a fun pick. I'll tell you that. It's just one of those safe,
It's like when your team drafts offensive lineman.
Yeah. No. It's like okay. I guess I'll take Devontae Freeman. Back before Devontae Freeman lost his starting job, but I guess I'll take him. He's not fun or exciting. That's how I feel about Bell now. I used to not think that about Bell, but now that's the way it is.
And now the guy took his job.
James Conner got hurt last year, right?
Well, yeah, he got hurt for a few games, but he also lost his quarterback, and there was a lot of drama over there.
Yeah, so he's taking a huge dive. He's taking a huge dive in ADP right now, and I think this is a good year to capitalize on that. I don't think the Steelers are going to be bad 2 years in a row.
No, the NFL won't let that happen.
And then
homeboy,
hometown hero. Yeah, hometown hero Leonard Fournette.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, Fournette is great. We like Fournette, obviously, because we're in Jacksonville, but also he had a good year last year. He's one of those sneaky 3rd-round picks people got that, paid off pretty well for them. So
Now, when we talk about safe picks, you got Julio Jones next. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then T.Y. Hilton.
We love Ty though.
And why do we love Ty?
I mean, we looked up a couple things ahead of time after we. So when we make our list, as one of the people know, we don't look at any rankings. We just go through. Me and him name all the teams and think about the players we would have on it, and then we rank them in our head. If someone's not in our head, sometimes it's not in our head, and we missed them. But we don't usually miss a lot of people. And then we went and looked at the rankings, and T.Y. Hilton is ranked at 51 on this website I looked at. 51. He's on the Colts, who were doing really well last year. Remember,
who's the best deep threat quarterback in the NFL?
Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is the most accurate quarterback. And now they have Phillip Rivers, which I thought Jacoby was good, but he's not as good as Phillip Rivers. And we got Phillip Rivers hitting T.Y. Hilton in stride. I think it is nothing but great for the Colts. I think they're the only ones that might give Tennessee an actual run for their money this season.
If only they had a real running back.
Yeah, so that's hopefully they focus on that in the draft somewhere in there. There's plenty of free agents they could grab. That would be great too. But Marlon Mack, I guess, can get a little bit done.
They'll go sign Devontae Freeman.
Hilton looks good. But now we have the guy that kind of fell out of the first round for us because he got traded. And I hate people on who traded offense, but it's DeAndre Hopkins. Great trade for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
The offense seems good. I like Kyler Murray this year. But not as much as some people I see ranking him. And now he has DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitzgerald, and Christian Kirk. I mean, that's a great offense. But DeAndre Hopkins, he's still on a new team. You never know how it's going to go. He's a risk. I think.
You know which team got a new quarterback this season, though?
Yeah, the Buccaneers.
And that's where Chris Godwin falls for us, too.
Yeah, we got Godwin at 22 here, and then Evans at 24. We'll talk about 23 in a second. So we got both these Tampa Bay guys here. We think Godwin has a slight edge, younger, got more points last year.
But Alex writes the list, he writes in pen, so we can't race anyway. So
yeah. So I wrote it in pen.
Once it's written down, it's done.
So Tampa Bay, I mean, they downgraded in quarterback, right? They got this guy who's 43 years old, trying to throw dimes to Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Luckily, they're tall, huge, great receivers. You might actually do it a little bit. But he has no running capability, so they lost that. What's their running game look like? I mean, they literally – I don't know what they're going to do unless they find a running back that they're going to have as a horse. I honestly am avoiding both those Tampa Bay guys this year. It might be a train wreck. It could be great, but it might be a train wreck. 23. The only other pick we don't have in our second round right now is the first quarterback off the board. Yep. So
I was gonna say only, but then I realized we have one at 25 too. So
yeah. So we got two quarterbacks here, but we ranked Patrick Mahomes slightly higher for one reason:
consistency.
He's done it for a couple years now. That's the only reason. I mean, you could take Lamar Jackson too, I guess, but Patrick Mahomes did it twice, 2 good seasons in a row. You'd be confident in taking him in the second round. Lamar's only done it one season. You never know.
And the next person is crossed off of our list. I don't know what happened there.
But one thing I wanted to make one point about Lamar, and this is why I thought he could potentially be a first-round pick. He ran for over 1,000 yards last year. I mean, some of your best running backs don't have a hard time getting to 1,000. They run right around 1,000. So if you're getting a 1,000-yard runner, if he can do it again, obviously, stapled on top of a quarterback, that's pretty good value. But the problem is
having Michael Vick again.
It is like Michael Vick. I mean, that season was like Michael Vick's season. That's kind of what everybody was comparing it to, though. Yeah. Now we got the next person that got crossed off our list.
Don't know how it happened. Magic.
I showed my fiance it, and in the championship game last year, she needed 6 points from this gentleman, and he gave her 2, and she lost the championship and the championship belt. It was Adam Thielen. So very disappointing finish for her. So he's forever scorned. And the year before that, she drafted Le'Veon Bell, and he never played a game, so she hates him forever too. So he's not crossed off though. But Thielen is still a good pick. He's in Minnesota. They just lost Stephon Diggs to another team. He still has
Bills.
Which I like Stephon Diggs on the Bills. I think he fits Josh Allen really well. I'm really excited about Josh Allen. They could
Todd
win the.
Gurley over
Oh my
on
God!
the
Someone else could win the East. You ever think about that? Now that
Yes, I thought about it a lot actually.
oh my God, the East might be up for grabs. Well, the Jets and Miami still suck, so Buffalo's got to be the better one. Huh?
There you go. And Buffalo might get it, or
They
the
might.
Patriots. The Patriots sign freaking Andy Dalton and go all out.
Andy Dalton.
I mean,
They might sign Cam Newton. That would
Andy
be good.
Dalton's more like Tom Brady than he is, though.
True. They'd have to
And that's all I was
rebuild
looking.
a lot around Cam Newton, but it'll probably be New England again. They'll probably go like 11-5 and still win the division.
Just to prove.
No, I mean usually they go like 13-3 or 12-4. They'll lose a couple more games without Tom, but still make posts probably.
They did it without that 1 year. With Matt Castle.
Yeah, they did. Matt Castle went 11-5 with the Patriots. I'm gonna go
New team.
Yeah, but another new team guy we've liked for a while.
He was in first rounder last year.
Yeah, we got Todd Gurley.
He's still. I think he's going to rebound from his injury just fine. I mean, they might know more than we do about him because obviously they cut him. But I mean, he's on a 1 year prove it deal with Atlanta. I think he's going to prove it.
Yeah, you put Atlanta. He just takes over Devontae Freeman was at, and he's better than Devontae Freeman. So why not? Let's give him a shot. Yeah, I know people are going to say the injury prone thing. Honestly, if you didn't have any injury concerns or anything like that, going to Atlanta with no competition, he'd probably be like early second round. But because of his concerns, he didn't have the greatest season last year. That's why he's down this far. He could be
It's not like he's going to lose the starting job to Ito Smith or anything.
No.
Keenan Allen coming right after Gurley. I mean, other people have him ranked lower, but they're wrong. So
I'm concerned with it not being Phillip, but we'll see how it goes. I like Tyrod. And then you got Mark Ingram, safe running back pick.
Especially in the third round.
Yeah, I like him. He actually is ranked 60 on the other thing. I'm like 60. Wow.
On that running offense, he's number 60. Okay, sure.
I'm pretty sure he was one of the top running backs, at least in the first half of the last fantasy season. So, then right after that,
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah,
he's getting his quarterback back from last year.
Yeah, we're confident that the Steelers will have a better performances from their fantasy guys this year.
Yeah, they can't have much of a worse one.
Yeah. Then you got Chris Carson, a good, safe, perfect RB2 for your roster. If you want a great RB2, he is perfect. I love it.
He will get you about 12 points.
No, he will get you. He has good games too, but
he does now again. I'm talking about average.
Yeah, I mean average maybe, but I like Chris Carson.
So do I. I'm not saying like it's a bad thing.
And we got the next guy, Joe Mixon.
Another guy like that, Joe Mixon. Followed by one of your boys.
Joe Mixon was first round last year, but Cincinnati was behind by 4 touchdowns by the end of the second quarter.
Fucking game.
I mean, how the hell is Joe Mixon get involved? Hopefully, if the Bengals can get back involved, they got AJ Green coming back. Maybe they won't be behind by so much, and Mixon has a good year. All right,
AJ Brown is your boy. You got to talk about him.
Yeah. One of my favorite players from last year. I love him as a breakout player. I got him midway through the fantasy season in most of my leagues. The only league I didn't pick him up in is when I was out of. And I didn't want to spend any more money to pick up players when I was already out of the league. And then the opponent in that league lost like 3 receivers in the last week before the playoffs, and he picked up AJ Brown in week 14. I couldn't believe it. I was like, he wouldn't have been there if I was actually actively on that roster. But AJ Brown had a great postseason too. Tennessee feels good this year. I love AJ Brown. I think this is the year we'll see him as one of those top 5 guys. I really believe that. And he'll be one that, even though we have him ranked here, I'll probably be targeting him in early third, late second if I have to get him.
Spoiler alert.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Next guy, he's put up the numbers. I just don't trust the quarterbacking on the Denver Broncos for Cortland Sutton here. But he has decent numbers no matter who throws on the ball, so sure.
Yep, Cortland Sutton he did good. I was actually dogging him at the beginning of last year, but once Emmanuel Sanders left, he was
I think it's his name. He has a dumb name.
Yeah, I don't like his name either. And another Bronco right after that, Melvin Gordon. And
why is he so low, Alex?
he's in the almost same exact situation as who was it we were talking about that he's in the same situation as?
Austin Eckler. What?
Austin Eckler. No, Eckler is who he was up against last year. I was saying the backup that might even take a lot of his stuff away, but I can't think of that. But once he came back, he was a decent fantasy back. That's why we think Eckler was going to move way up because he was even better than that. But Philip Lindsay's going to give him actual competition there. Philip Lindsay is beloved by the Denver Bronco fan base. They love this guy.
Watch the game there, and they have like Philip Lindsay wigs that they wear to the games.
Yeah, I mean,
they
so if anybody thinks that this guy's just walking into Denver media and Denver town and try to just take that job away from the guy that's beloved by the entire city, it's not going to happen that easily. I'm not saying it won't happen. It's just Philip Lindsay's going to be involved a lot. Melvin Gordon is not the right guy necessarily here, but he's still Melvin Gordon. You could still even splitting the ball with Philip Lindsay be a great back for your fantasy roster. So.
And we finish off our last round of 36 people. Guy who just feels wrong not to have up here.
Yeah, and as a result, we have him 51 picks higher than the ADP right now, and that's AJ Green. He's AJ Green. He's healthy now, and he's on a Bengals offense that could still be terrible. But that means if they're bad, they're going to throw the ball. So I like AJ Green this year. I think it's hard not to have him. And when you're writing down players like we're going through teams, and you're writing down which players could be on the top, and not to put AJ Green's name down is weird. It has to be up there. So it was only one season. He was hurt. So let's see how he does when he comes back. Why is he all of a sudden terrible?
Because people are stupid.
Yeah. We were wrong by some people last year in this kind of video. This is all of them. We were wrong about some, but we were really right about some of them too. That's just part of guessing in general and fantasy. You never know when injuries are going to come up and stuff. But don't just listen to what you see. Really look at the players and look at the situations and make your own deductions. That's what we like to do. So
yeah. All right. So this is our first video of the year. Hopefully next video we will be in the same location. We don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how long this Corona thing goes for.
And have fun. Be safe.
All right, deuces.
Bye.